Hi, Christian author Joe Callihan with you again, and I'd like to share another of my poems from my book 21st Century Psalms. One of my fans is growing up there. Okay, this particular poem is really unique and quite beautiful. The story behind it. A lady at the church that I attended had a young daughter who was 16, and she came to me one day and asked if I could do a poem for her daughter. And I had to explain to her that I don't sit down and write any poem. I'm not a creative writer. I wait to hear from the Holy Spirit, and I write what He gives me to write. It's like taking dictation. So I tried to explain to her I can't promise anything because I don't know the words. I don't even know where to begin. And she said, well, her daughter, when she was younger, loved the Lord, was always going to Sunday school, and now that she was older, she'd fallen in with the wrong crowd. Jesus was passé, and she no longer wanted to attend church or anything, or even read her Bible. So she hadn't been to church in quite some time, and she was asking if I could write a poem to address this issue for her daughter. So I said, well, I'll ask the Holy Spirit and see if He gives me anything, but I can't promise you anything. Week after week from that point on, the lady would approach me after church and say, have you gotten anything yet? And I had to say, no, I'm sorry, I haven't heard anything. This went on for about 6 weeks straight, and it got to be frustrating for me because you'd see the sad look on her face, the disappointment, and then she would turn to walk away. So one evening I was at my then fiancée, Dodie's house, and we were watching television. All of a sudden the Holy Spirit started giving me the poem for her daughter, Sarah. And I said, Dodie, quick, grab a pen and paper. I'm getting Sarah's poem. So Dodie brought me a pen and a pad of paper. And I'd like to share that poem with you now. And it has a beautiful ending to this story. It's called To Sarah. Many of the people that I've shared it with have just broken down in tears and said that describes my daughter. So let me share it with you now. After this truck pulling over. Sarah, you knew me from the days you were little, when the life you shared with me was a rhyme, not a riddle. You felt of my presence, knew the sound of my voice, and the voice of the stranger was never your choice. Then this world and its cares polluted your heart. From me and my ways you decided to part. Sarah, listen in silence. Hear my voice again. I've never left or forsaken you. I'm still your best friend. I long to see you smiling, hear your joyful laughter once more. I am standing and knocking. Please open your heart's door. Well, this poem, I gave it to her mother on a Sunday, and she said, oh, I'm so glad. And she said, I'm going to give this to her when I get home. Well, that following Sunday turned out to be Mother's Day. And after the church service was over, someone was speaking to me, and I had my head turned to the side and was talking with them, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this beautiful young lady walk by past me, and she started talking with my wife, Dodie. Dodie, of course, had known her because she knew her from before she dropped out of going to church, where I'd never seen her before in my life because I hadn't been going there that long. But anyway, when I finished talking, Dodie taps me on the shoulder, and I turned around and she said, Joe, I'd like to introduce Sarah to you. And when I looked at her, she said, you're the man who wrote that poem for me, aren't you? And I said, yes, I am. And she said, I cried when I read that. She began going to church, back to church with her mother, and the day that she came back was Mother's Day. Isn't that God? And she wound up marrying a minister, and they have a little baby now. So that's just one of the many beautiful poems that you'll find in 21st Century Psalms. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit my website where you can purchase your own copy or get copies to give to friends. My website is located at www.fireoflovebooksllc.com. And there you can also see some of the other books we have. My book, Adventures in Navy Land, and America, One Nation Under Tyrants. I also would like to encourage you to please help me to let others know about my YouTube presence. Get people informed of going to 123 It's Me Able on the YouTube search box so that they can see this video and other videos of the poems just as you have done. Thank you very much, and God bless.